What's going on, craft beer lovers? Today I have a very interesting beer to sample for the first time by one of my favorite breweries in the whole world, and that is Jester King, located in the hill country of Austin, which is where I am right now, and my hometown. I do love local products. I do love beer made in Texas, and last time I walked into the craft beer store, I just said, don't tell me about anything that's not from Texas, basically. Give me the stouts and the IPAs from Texas. Now, I didn't get this at that store. I got this at our H-E-B, our big supermarket, and it was pricey. Woof! Jester King is very proud of this. I think it was almost $25 for this bottle, which is just, you know, expensive beer. Now, I think it'll become a little bit clear, at least in reading about it, why it is so pricey. We'll see if it actually is worth that money or not, when you can get so many beers for so much less. Now, right off the bat, just got a great label design, and in fact, when I was checking out at the supermarket, the checkout lady was like, well, that's a really cool looking label, and she's right. Nuclear fishing. I knew I was missing something at first. Nuclear Fishin. I was like, is that something is that some reference I'm supposed to know? And I thought about it, and I kept turning it over in my head, and I realized it's like nuclear fission. Okay, I got it. But it's got all these little fishes dancing around, like, it's really colorful, these strange dancing lightning bolts, sort of, I don't know. Jester King is so weird. So what is this beer? What is this beer? Very weird. It is a barrel-aged beer brewed with heather, myrica, gale, I don't even know what that is, gentian root, I don't know what that is either, and meadow-sweet, and I don't know what that is either, so I have no clue what this is, but let me keep reading and maybe we'll figure some of it out. This was brewed, it looks like in October 2020, or maybe that's when it was bottled. It does say blend number 1, October 2020. It's now March of 2021, and it says, Nuclear Fishin was brewed with well water, local grains, foraged heather, myrica, gale, gentian root, and meadow-sweet. I don't know what those things are, but they just sound like herbs or wild plants or something. I feel like there's some alchemy recipe. It was fermented with native yeast, that's the Jester King way, then barrel-aged, blended, and naturally conditioned. So there's still yeast fermenting it in the bottle, which makes it nice and fresh, nice and carbonated. We'd like to thank Will Myers of Cambridge Brewing Co. for the friendship, inspiration, and collaboration. I think I'm supposed to know who Will Myers is. He's apparently a pretty big deal in the brewing world, but I'm not sure. To be honest, go look him up. Tell me in the comments what you find. Ingredients: Texas hill country well water, malted barley, spelt, rye, oats, hops, heather, myrica, gale, gentian root, meadow-sweet, mixed culture of brewer's yeast and native yeast and bacteria. Jester King, of course, they always say, is a brewery, restaurant, farm, and event hall located in the beautiful Texas hill country on the outskirts of Austin. We brew what we like, drink what we want, and offer the rest to those who share our tastes. This is cute. This little, I didn't notice this before, there's a little fish swimming into a barrel to, I guess, represent this nuclear fission, which is barrel-aged. ABV is low. It is 4.4%. That's good because it's a little bit, it's like late afternoon and I've still got some work to do. But man, it's a very interesting day. It's kind of beautiful and kind of stormy looking at the same time. The sun's actually coming out right now, but it's there's a lot of gray and dark blue in the sky, and it did rain overnight, so it's kind of damp. But I don't think it's supposed to rain again until tonight, and so I thought this is more of a. This is not a rainy day beer. This is with the lower ABV. I feel like this is more intended for drinking while the sun is up and drinking even a little bit while you're working with that low ABV. So I don't really know what I'm expecting, if it's going to be sour or not sour, if it's going to be like kind of a farmhouse style filled with kind of just a random collection of foraged herbs, like what the heck I'm getting into. I know I paid $25 for it, so I'm expecting something kind of good. I'm going to pop it open. As always, I'm going to pour it, then pause for a moment to go get a picture for my Instagram, which is @CraftChristianReviews. Go find me over there if you're watching this, and then we'll do smell and taste and talk about it and all the interesting stuff. So let's crack it open. Classic Jester King bottle cap. Nice little hiss. Smells very interesting, very intriguing. Okay, I'm gonna pour it and go get that picture. Very interesting color. Let's see. Wow, it was hard to not sip it on the way on the short walk back from my picture spot to here. It just seems so sippable. It smells slightly sweet, but also funky. Kind of, I think it is going to be a tart, slightly tart farmhouse ale with herbs. Has this very kind of meadowy smell, kind of a tart, sweet meadow. I like floral, not what I would exactly call floral, but just kind of this heather. I guess was there heather in this? I can almost smell heather. It is. That's what I smell. That's exactly what it is, unless it's just the power of suggestion. Very intriguing smell. Kind of warps between fruit juice, light, like a sour tart fruit juice smell with, yeah, just, I don't know what else to say, like this sweet heather smell. It's very, very interesting color. I'm pretty colorblind, and I'm terrible at describing these things, but it's much darker than the normal Jester King farmhouse ale styles, which are a little lighter and more clear. This is darker and more opaque. I almost want to say orangey. A lot of times I'm used to describing them as sort of straw gold or, you know, kind of sunlight color, but this one's much, you can't see through it, actually. You can't see through it at all. I don't know if I'd really call it opaque, but I can't see anything through it. It's like a solid color. The head, you can still see it's, you know, obviously carbonated. It looks like a very fresh carbonation, but it dissipated very quickly. It was up to about here when I poured, and it kind of quickly dropped down. So just kind of a thin liquid, like, looks refreshing, not like a thick, heavy drink, but also opaque. It's very interesting looking. Okay, let me taste it. Ooh. That is complex. That is complex. Wow. Wow. Not in the normal way. Ooh. That's different. That's definitely different. Whew. There's so many tastes in there, and none of them are the typical, like, complex beer taste. This is classic Jester King. Expensive beer in a beautifully designed bottle with a recipe no one else would have thought of. Smells unique, looks real cool, and tastes unlike anything I've had before. It's very good. It's excellent. It's excellent. It's not something I'm going to get twice for a bunch of reasons. I'll tell you about those. I already know this is going to be my only bottle of this. That is something else. You can tell it's been barrel aged. You get that, I don't know, I bet it's oak. I assume it's been aged in oak. That's how it tastes to me. It's tart. It right at the front. It has like this bite up front. And then it starts like wandering through. It really is kind of like wandering through a field of herbs and heather. Whoops, kind of windy. Sorry about that. It's like wandering through a field, like you're gazing upon all these different wild plants that catch your attention, and then you see this one, and then it's like, oh, and then there's this other, and there's no pattern to them. It's just kind of this organic flutter of different plant life that you would see on your walk through, like a, you know, an isolated, beautiful meadow. It's kind of the same experience drinking this, but for your taste buds. Still that tart right up front, which might actually be my least favorite part of this beer. I'm not surprised it's like that. It's kind of often a Jester King sort of thing to do. But it doesn't, what's even weirder is it doesn't feel like these tastes are exotic, even though I don't recognize them. They're like comforting, familiar, even though I don't know. I mean, I guess that's it. I grew up in Texas, and in this bizarre way, I feel like I can almost imagine a field of like a Texas, just big open space wandering through. It smells so good when the sun is on it. That's a thing. If you've grown up in Texas and you wandered any of the countryside at all, you know this smell when everything's just baking in the sun, the summer sun. You just smell all this beautiful, like, plant smells. This is really something else, exceptional. Now, why am I not going to get it again? Because it's like too much work to drink and it's too expensive. What do I mean? It's just, it would be a waste to not sit and sip and savor this. It would be a total waste. Way too expensive, way too high quality, and, you know, for the beers I usually buy more than once, much more frequently there's something I could drink without paying so much attention to it, you know? This is more of an event. This is more of a very, very special beer, and it's one that not everyone's going to love. I think a lot of people would question paying this amount of money for a beer. I'm going to tell you, perhaps smugly, that this is a beer for the connoisseur, not for somebody who doesn't know what they're getting to enjoy. I'm pretty psyched about this beer. I don't know if I've ever been this excited about a beer I know I'm not buying twice. And you know why? Because I feel like I've earned the right to enjoy this for what it is. Because this is the sort of thing that only makes sense, to me at least, in comparison to all the other beers I've tried over the last year, all these other great beers. I have had nothing. Even as I'm talking, I'm getting distracted by all the, all the interesting tastes going through my mouth. This is a beer you have to kind of earn your right to appreciate its subtleties, because they're subtle. There's so many of them. But you have to know why it's special from experience, I would say, and that's what makes it worth the $25. As a one-off, I would definitely endorse this, especially if you have another friend who's really into this kind of stuff to share it with, a couple friends to split it with, and in some ways I think this would have been better if I saved it to share with friends, but I was just too excited, got it last night, and today's a good day for it. So that's what I'll say about this Nuclear Fishin by Jester King. I'm just like grinning this whole time because it's just too wild. I wish I could have gotten this in a bottle, you know, half the size for half the price. I think that would have been a little better, because now I'm gonna need to drink this whole thing, and I feel obligated to savor it all the way through, or I'm wasting this incredible opportunity. So it's gonna be for the rest of the day. I guess I'll sip this one. Definitely funky too. Kind of gets farmhouse tastes as it warms up a little bit. I got this out of the fridge, you know, quite cold just a moment before I started filming. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing these videos. I've been doing them for fun. They've been a personal project. I wasn't expecting anything, but, you know, if you really want me to keep making them, it would mean a lot to me if you say so. I mean, I'd be much more likely to keep doing them if somebody said they wanted it. Every now and then I've gotten those kind of comments, and it's kept me engaged in doing it, because I'll drink the beer and savor it and enjoy it myself, but as low production as these videos are, it still takes me some effort to put them out. So if you give me any words that you want me to keep going, I will take that strongly into consideration. So subscribe, like, leave me a comment if you have any thoughts, any questions, just any beer recommendations, just want to chat about anything at all. And do go find me over on Instagram. I feel like there's always more activity over there. Again, it's at Craft Christian Reviews on Instagram, and I'll put the photo up of this beer so you can get a good look at the bottle label. All right, other than that, that's all I got for today, and I hope you're enjoying whatever you're drinking, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.